Live to YouTube. We are streaming live to YouTube. YouTube.
So annoyed.
YouTube. Huh?
I gotta piss. I'm so annoyed.
Oh. It is an annoying thing.
YouTube. YouTube. Oh, I gotta piss. I'm so annoyed.
Oh. It is an annoying thing. You know, that's gonna ever cycle back now because it will be on the. What am I doing? I'm pausing that.
Where is?
And I am doing this. Page you manage. Sonics and Sabers. Post to Facebook. Oh, I'm really amazed I don't have the. What is the Sonics and Sabers Twitter account? Sign out. Me. Profile.
Sonics and
Oh,
Sabers.
it's just quite literally Sonics and Sabers.
I'll be right back.
All right. Dooby 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 dooby.
So many things.
So many things. So many.
I'm so glad it's not so hot anymore, or at least today.
Right.
Nice and it's comfortable in here right now, and the AC's been off for a little bit.
Do you remember what the password is for the Twitter?
IGS 1234 star.
No, it's not.
IGS 1234.
Nope.
Then no. IG then? Just IG?
Oh, wait, maybe that was it. I must have mistyped it. All right, never mind. We're good. Oh, we just set that live on YouTube.
That's fine.
Nobody cares.
Fuck. Bunch of dicks.
Bunch of dicks.
Speaking of dicks, I talked to Matt a little bit last night while we saw Metallica. A little jealous. I haven't seen Metallica since you and I saw them back in what, like 06, 03,
Holy hell,
or 4?
yeah.
Summer Sanitarium tour back when we were young and dumb and full of cum.
It's a good show.
Yeah, it was. It was good times. Back in the neon.
Ah, yes. That we almost totaled the day, like right before it.
Did we?
Remember that? We were driving to your house and some bitch cut us off.
No, I don't remember.
Oh. Yes, it is indeed fact. All right. Alpha's up. Everything else is up. We good?
Yeah.
Cool.
I feel so much more official with all this crap in front of me. Why don't I ever take the time to do this and actually do a real show?
I don't know.
Even though you're the Star Wars half, so you should be putting in the Star Wars news, but that's fine.
That's fine.
You do enough.
Yes, I do. All right. Let's go.
Live streaming provided by Alpha Geek Radio and Alpha Geek Video. Visit tunein.alphageekradio.com to learn more.
Sonics and Sabers is a production of Inked Geek Studios. For this and other great shows, go to inkedgeekstudios.com. To support Sonics and Sabers and IG Studios, go to patreon.com/IG Studios. As little as $1 a month can help support this and other great independent content. We thank you.
You thank you.
Who the hell are you anyway?
I'm the Doctor. I'm a Time Lord. I'm from the planet Gallifrey, the constellation of Sabers. I'm 903 years old.
You are part of the Rebel Alliance and a traitor.
Could you all just stay still a minute because I am talking!
It's great. You put it together really well. It's awesome. I get pumped every time. Huh? Pumped every time. Welcome to episode not 15, 16 of Sonics and Sabers. We start our show off every time with a bit of comedy now with Nate's little intro, and at the end it says, I don't know if you guys noticed, but it sounds like me thank you. It's we thank you, but it sounds like me thank you.
It's, well, see, now if we didn't just expose that was an accident, I could have said it was me thank you, and it was just a throwback to Mork and Mindy.
That's true. That's funny.
Nanu.
So I'm here always with my co-host Nate. How are
Hello.
you? What's going on?
Oh, not too much. We this is our second show in 2 weeks for the first time, I think all summer.
Right. And I feel really official today. I've got screens. I've always got screens in front of me, but I have my own
We've got
screens in front of me. I've got a real show plan, and my hair's all on fleek.
Yeah, you are well groomed.
I'm well groomed. I wanted to be on camera today. So, I don't know. Let's dive right in before it all goes off the rails and we talk about WoW. And believe me, we'll get there. But let's start the show off here.
But wait, there's more.
There's always more.
There's always more.
I've come to find that out with WoW. It's literally never ending.
Wow.
Not figuratively, literally. It's a drug. It's all I've done.
Literally.
This whole week in between, all I've done is deliver milk and play WoW. So I didn't mention last week, which is stupid, but
Why the fuck not?
I know, I'm terrible. I was all discombobulated. So I wanted to say about Kenny Baker. He died at 81 last week. And
Yes.
we meant to talk about that given the nature of our show.
Correct.
Kenny Baker played R2-D2. He was the midget in the trash can.
I believe they like to be called little people.
Oh, good little guy. Nice guy. We're going to miss him. So rest in peace, R2. I just wanted to throw that out there since we didn't get there last week. And before we get to our first topic, let's talk about Buy Go Figure. And,
Let's.
All right.
Oh,
I need my music.
see, now I'm not on it.
That's right. Get off your phone.
I was trying to put more notifications out for the live show. Here. You needy bastard.
No, I'll just reach over and do that. So as always, I like to promote buygofigure.com and give you a little insight as to their releases for the week. So I mentioned last week they had Amy Pond. This week they have Rory Williams. So go ahead and pick that up. It's like $14. You got to collect the whole Doctor Who cast anyway. Now they have pretty much everybody out there, so I think you're only really missing like the Donna Nobles and Missy the Master and things like that. But Rory Williams for sure. It's worth picking up. I picked it up, and now I have everyone. So buygofigure.com. Check it out. Thanks.
Check it out.
Great. So let's move on to our first topic.
Let's.
It's a short one.
It is.
So according to the Radio Times, Doctor Who will be at New York Comic Con October 9th. And at that point, we will get some actual Doctor Who news aside from knowing about Pearl Mackie.
Nice.
So they're actually going to talk about the Christmas special, which comes up. It's the only Doctor Who we're going to get this year. So no news yet on that front, but in, 2 months, we're going to start getting some news and things are really going to start picking up. And then we'll actually have things to talk about. So be sure to keep your eye on the New York Comic Con in October.
No, we don't. Do we have at least a general month of when we're getting our next full season?
2017, but I don't know right off the top of my head when the show starts. I know they're filming already,
Right.
but I don't know when it's going to go on the air.
Fair enough.
Again, like despite this podcast, all of my Doctor Who watching has been binge watched on Netflix and shit when it was still there before it went to Amazon.
Right.
So as for current Doctor Who, I don't know when it comes on TV, which I guess makes me a bad fan, but fuck you.
Yeah. I don't know when anything I watch airs. It's
Right.
all
No.
Netflix and Hulu.
We're of the cord cut generation, so
Right.
it's, it doesn't matter how we take in our content as long as we take it in. So speaking of Pearl Mackie, Jenna Coleman, she still talks.
Take it in.
Take it all. Jenna Coleman still talks to Peter Capaldi, the current Doctor, and they had been talking about Pearl Mackie, the person playing Bill, the Doctor's new companion. And she is on board with her and super interested to see, like the rest of us, how she's going to turn out. But she also thinks that it's great that they chose a woman of color, which I don't know why she would say that. It's not the first person they had that was not just your standard white bread companion.
Right.
So I don't know why she would say that. I'm glad that she still is in contact with Capaldi and is like an actual fan of the show.
Right.
Someday I'd like to see her return, since the way she left the show, she kind of became the Doctor, stole a TARDIS and disappeared. So I'd like to see what happened with her and me when they went off into the galaxy. But that's whatever. So it's cool that she's still in the know.
Yep.
So next, I'm gonna try to fly through these before we get to WoW Talk. So next up, the BBC, every 5 years or so, they sell off rights to their music. So they sold their music to BMG, which is the people that put out David Bowie, Pink Floyd, Rolling Stones, Iron Maiden, all that stuff. That's all BMG. So they sold their music off to them, and just to get it out there. I don't know why. Just something to do.
Something to do. Make some money.
Right. So they sold the rights off of the Doctor Who music and the show Luther with the guy playing the gunslinger.
Yep.
I forget his name.
Idris Elba.
Idris Elba, yeah. Sexy
The
man.
name that's typed right there.
See, I'm looking down here.
Oh, it's all, yeah, so it's buried in there.
Right.
Yeah. No, that's cool. So as far as them selling off the rights, I wonder what does that consist of? So now like those, the music will be more widely available then at that point, correct?
That would be my assumption,
Yeah. Yeah. Because I know it says something about, I mean, it's, I don't know, maybe it just a more mainstream market.
Yeah, that's my assumption.
Right. Which would be nice to see.
Right, so if you want to click the link to Big Chief Studios, the War Doctor, John Hurt, is getting his own, like, super high-quality figure.
That is awesome.
Yeah, the likeness is there and everything. Now, you might notice, like, if you actually watch Doctor Who, every time they reference the War Doctor and show him in the shows, they only use cuts from the episode The Day of the Doctor.
Okay.
I think a lot of that is attributed to the fact that they don't want to pay John Hurt likeness rights every time, so they just use archive footage.
Right.
But, it's John Hurt, man. John Hurt's amazing. So I'm glad that they made this figure, and he's going to get a payday from Doctor Who aside from his initial and only appearance.
Right.
But it's a fully articulated figure. It has everything. It has the complete outfit. It has the Sonic. It even has the Moment, which was the Doomsday weapon with the conscience that was personified by Billy Piper's Rose Tyler. So I don't see a price. Do you see a price?
Yeah, it's up top.
What is it?
$200. Well, it's 190 pounds.
So it's like $250.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's obscenely expensive, but if you're a super fan like we're obviously not, go ahead and pick it up.
It does look really cool.
Yeah.
It would look good on a shelf.
My contention with that is that I'm kind of a completionist when it comes to that, so I would want all the Doctors in that quality figure.
Right.
And I don't know as if they have everybody. I didn't bother to look. I only bothered to look at that.
Yeah, I do. I do agree with that. I am definitely someone who it would. I mean, hearken that to like it'd be like having like a really nice, expensive like Vader figure, and then not being able to get like a Darth Maul and a
Right.
Palpatine, stuff like that.
Have you seen that Vader statue that the lightsaber is toothpicks? It's basically a
Yes.
yeah. Cool.
That's pretty cool.
I don't know where I would put that. Nobody would let me put that out, but I would like to have it.
Yeah, that would be. It'd be interesting to have. That's for sure.
Right. So yeah, go ahead and check out Big Chief Studios collectibles / Doctor Who / 6-scale figures. Yeah, just go to the fucking website. You'll see
all the links, including the stuff that we've talked about so far, as well as the link to that. That will all be in the show notes. So
Yep.
check them out.
But if you're not in Slack, you can't get to the show notes, can you?
Well, no, I'm gonna put them up on the
Oh,
MP3.
okay. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
See, you don't do the studio end of things.
I would if you showed me what I needed to do and gave me the access, I would do it.
All right. Well, we will do that.
I'll take control. It's fine. Oh, speaking of that, if you go to the Facebook page for IG Photo, IG
IG Photos.
IG Studios Photo, IG Photo. What the fuck is it called?
IGS Photos.
There you go.
Or IGS
See,
Photography.
He's the one who does everything. I don't know. IGS Photos. If you go there, I just put up a bunch of photos that I've done. So go ahead over there and take a look.
I'm pretty sure it's IGS Photography. Let me double check that.
See, I fucked it up. I shouldn't even say anything.
No. I don't remember.
IGS.
Okay, so it's
Photography.
facebook.com/IGS Photos, but the Facebook page is called IGS Photography.
There you go. So go over there. Check that out.
Oh, nice. A whole bunch of stuff.
Yep. Couple pictures of my ugly mug there. Yeah. All glassy eyed and sad.
That's
dirty.
almost like a 70s album cover.
Right. I'm a tortured folk artist. I'm so sad. Such a dick. So Doctor Who, when they do film, there's rumors on Twitter that they may or may not be filming in Vancouver, which typically they film in, the UK, Spain, Cardiff, in England, and all that. So there's a lot of Twitter mentions that they may or may not be in Vancouver.
Right.
And a good reason for that is Rachel Talalay directed a lot of episodes of Doctor Who. She directed Hellbent, Heaven Sent, Death in Heaven, and Dark Water. So she is a professor in Vancouver, so she may or may not be returning to direct an episode, and maybe they'll be in Vancouver for that. That'd be super cool. I'm so curious. I'm a curious little duck.
You are.
So there.
Yeah, so is there now? It says there in the notes that this is since the first time since '96 that they'll be back there, right? If the rumors hold to be true, is that correct?
Right. See, I should have read that, and I didn't. I typed that out for that purpose.
But so I wonder, perhaps maybe just a change in scenery. I know a lot of movie filming is being done in Canada these
Right.
days.
Well, there's a lot of tax write-offs to film over there.
Right.
But a lot of that's, I don't know if that's Vancouver or Toronto or what. I think it's Vancouver.
I think it's Vancouver.
Yeah. Well, I'll read what I wrote since I wrote it. According to various tweets, the show is revealed to shoot in Vancouver. Fans will recall in 1996, the Doctor Who TV movie starring the 8th Doctor, Paul McGann, was shot in Vancouver. And here's another Vancouver connection, like I just said. Rachel Talalay, who has directed several episodes of the show, is an associate professor at the theater at UBC. Perhaps she's directing the shoot in Vancouver?
Perhaps.
Let's talk about Star Wars.
Let's.
Go ahead.
So there's a Obi-Wan Kenobi, fan-made story trailer, which you have seen.
Kenobi, a Star Wars story.
A Star Wars story. Now this, I'm going to pull up. Well, I guess I can pull it up here. It doesn't matter. So once again, friends and listeners, the link to this will be in the show notes. You're going to be able to hear the audio from it here. I'm going to go ahead and play it. It's about 1 minute and 17 seconds long. So let's give it a view and see what it looks like.
The desert is ruthless. Strips you of your vanities, gives you the opportunity to see yourself for who you are.
There's a thing that swallows you. It holds you together while it's tearing you apart. And it's terrifying. It makes you feel worthless. And it makes you want to be worthless.
You are a powerful, resourceful, beautiful man. And you will find a way. I know it.
I'll stay as long as it takes. Forever. To witness the end.
You people are never alone. Some spirit or something is always with you, isn't it?
Obi-Wan.
It's pretty cool. I like the mix of I like the mix of original stuff done by what is obviously talented people, as well as the inclusion of some of the old scenes, some scenes from the older stuff. Like we had the Hayden Christensen, Natalie Portman. I really liked that. Very Jesus-y looking Obi-Wan,
Yeah, I wondered if he had played Jesus at some point.
but also a very striking resemblance to McGregor.
Oh, very, very.
Yeah.
I would love to see Obi-Wan the wilderness years and what he does while he protects Luke from afar on Tatooine.
It would be very cool to see, and
Yeah.
it's definitely, and McGregor has acknowledged that he would not be against coming back and doing it, and I think he would. I don't know what his relationship is with Disney. I don't know what has he been a part of Disney movies.
I don't know.
I'm trying to think. I'm sure he's voiced something at some point for Disney.
I mean, his voice was in the new Star Wars movie, so I guess that's some kind of
Well, yeah,
connection.
that's true. Yeah, I just meant prior to that, but
Right.
yeah, no, I mean, it would be really cool to see, and I mean, personally, I would rather see an Obi-Wan standalone than a Boba Fett standalone.
Oh, me too. I mean, we know so much more about Obi-Wan, and
Right.
at least I do. I'm more of a fan of Obi-Wan.
I mean,
than
Boba Fett was a side character that just people fell in love with.
Right. But just the fact that it would be, if they did it like that and he was in exile and hiding from the Empire, I'm sure he had run-ins throughout all those years. And before he became decrepit, I'd like to see what happened when he was on his own. A little bit of Obi-Wan badassery all by himself.
Right, for sure.
Very cool.
So our next little Star Wars thing is a little tidbit of information that's kind of cool. And it's that the original Star Wars sequel was not set to be Empire. Now, those of us that are Star Wars fans and know a little bit of the behind the scenes stuff, or know a little bit about it at least, we know that the original sequel was something that was being penned by a fantasy novelist. And originally, like, it was supposed to be very castle-y. Darth Vader was not written in to be Luke's father. There were a lot of things, and then she ended up passing away in the middle of writing it, or in the middle of a rewrite, which put Lucas on edge and didn't give him any options. So he and I believe one or two other people ended up writing it, which is how we got Empire that we got today. So there was a very different second Star Wars movie planned, and where was it called? Splinter of the Mind's Eye. So Splinter was an exercise in caution on Lucas's part. And this is even different from the other little tidbit of knowledge. This is written by Alan Dean Foster, the author who was, brought into work on the novelization of the first film, and it was designed to be deliberately simple in setting and scope. If A New Hope was a flop, this could have been used as the basis for a low-budget sequel. And if it was the success that it did turn out to be, then Splinter of the Mind's Eye could be released as a novel to tide fans over to the next film. I don't know. Did this novel ever see the light of day?
I don't know. I don't think so. It's not one that I've ever come across. But I do have to say that Splinter of the Mind's Eye is such a more interesting title than The Empire Strikes Back. For something that they had with such a simple plot line.
Okay, so it did. Splinter of the Mind's Eye, let's pull it up here, is a 1978 science fiction novel written by Alan Dean Foster. It takes place between Star Wars and the sequel Empire, originally published in 1978 by Del Rey. It was the first original full-length Star Wars novel to be published after the release of the original Star Wars film, retroactively making it one of the earliest Star Wars expanded universe works. Now, this is no longer canon then, right?
Apparently.
Yeah. Novel's principal characters are Luke Skywalker, Leia, 3PO, R2-D2, and Vader. The characters of Han Solo and Chewbacca do not appear, and Solo is only referred to by Luke Skywalker as a pirate and a smuggler. And he knows the end. That he knows at the end of the book. The book was originally written to be filmed as a low-budget sequel, as we mentioned a few minutes ago. So yeah, you can look it up on Wikipedia. There's the whole plot synopsis and all the other fun stuff, or you can read it. But again, I'm pretty sure, if anything, it's probably just part of the Legends universe now.
Right.
So it probably is not. It's probably not canon anymore.
Right. Now, the next topic I didn't really go too far into because I've never read the book, but I
Okay.
titled it Asimov's Jedi.
Okay.
And it's basically telling us why the Old Republic was so much stronger and long-lasting than the New Republic, which, as we've seen in current canon shit, is really rocky and not very cohesive.
Right.
Basically, in Asimov's book, which I don't know the title of, somewhere, I guess there's a video. I only read the little blurb at the beginning.
Yeah. Oh, what is this crap? There's a whole bunch of ads on this page.
Yeah, that's why I was iffy on this one.
What's this? The Old Republic of Star Wars accomplished what Hari Seldon set out to do in Isaac Asimov's Foundation series.
Psychohistorians. That's as far as I got. Basically, there's two fucking Jedi Republics in this book, and they hold the universe together and in balance. So, long story short, excuse me, what they're saying is that without the Jedi Order in the New Republic, there can be no stability. And I thought that was mildly interesting, and I kind of want to read that Asimov book, but I know that I never will.
Now that kind of ties into something else that you had sent me earlier in the week. I didn't see it in the show notes, but it would be kind of cool to mention the what's the website that you sent me the link to with the Old Republic thing.
I don't remember.
What is that stupid website that everyone goes to when they think they're going to make changes? The petition website. You sent me it. Bloody hell.
Nathaniel Ward. I assume I sent it to
There
you.
we go. Change.org. There's a change.org petition up on change.org. It is Star Wars The Old Republic Netflix series. It says here, it's no surprise to anyone that the Star Wars franchise has experienced a massive resurgence lately, with The Force Awakens released last year, and this year with the upcoming Rogue One. However, it's about time that the stories from over 3,000 years before the Battle of Yavin be told to both new and old fans of the franchise. Now, I completely agree. I'm a big fan of KOTOR 1 and KOTOR 2. SWOTOR had its problems, but the story was cohesive and the story was really good. I would love to see, and I think a Netflix series would be the way to do it. I would love to see an episodic, somewhere between 12 and maybe 15, 16 episodes a season. Something done with Netflix for SWOTOR, or just, the Old Republic in general. Whether it be, because it would be very action based in that there were significantly more Jedi back then. There were significantly more Sith back then because the Old Republic existed before the Rule of Two. And it would be a lot of fun. It'd be nice to see, especially we have our series, our episodic series with the movies, the primary movies now, that are a little bit of Jedi, a little bit of Sith, a lot of other characters,
right?
Which is cool. Then we're gonna have the spin-offs or the Star Wars story, which so far, unless we get the Obi-Wan one, we've got Han Solo, we've got Boba Fett, and we've got Rogue One. None of those movies are based around Force-using characters.
No, and what do you really care about in the Star Wars universe the most? You care about the space wizards, right?
Well, yeah, of course.
I mean, that's the part of the lore that interests me the most. I want to know more about the Jedi. Expand on that outside of the prequels, because those aren't great.
See, I'm wondering what they're going to do with it, or what they could do with it. I'm wondering how much of it would be more of the same. And maybe when we get to a point where there are just too many Jedi or too many Sith on screen, it just becomes not entertaining as much. But no, I would love to see...
But even if you went into like Darth Revan and stuff like that, like...
Revan.
Okay. Revan. Wouldn't you like to see that brought to life? Wouldn't that be cool? And I mean,
we basically did with Kylo Ren. I mean, he's Darth Revan.
Okay.
No, you know what I want to see? I want to see the Old Republic, but I don't want to see like an Avengers Star Wars movie. I don't want to see it full of action and over the top. No. What I want the political side of it.
You already got that in the prequels.
Huh?
You already got that in the prequels. Everybody hated that.
Well, no. Well, because it was badly done. I would love like I don't know. I don't want to say political drama because that just sounds boring. But
you want to see Law and Order with Jedi? So I think an episodic thing where each episode they focused on a Jedi on that particular mission. So kind of a chronicle of each Jedi and what they had to do.
So you want like a Monster of the Week-esque?
Yeah, kind of, but like, okay, so each Jedi has a case, right? And I don't know if this is where you come in with the political aspect, but they have to go and talk to this person, and whatever happens, happens, you know?
So Jedi's are detectives now?
Exactly. They're cops, you know?
Right.
It's like a
They're cops,
cop
yeah.
drama.
Right. No, now we're just getting ridiculous.
It's fucking Chips with Jedi, you know? So outside of what we're talking about right now, and
Right.
in terms of episodic things,
Right.
I listen to a lot of Kevin Smith podcasts, and he always talks about how he would want to be in the Marvel Universe directing, but he's too verbose, and it would just be two Jedi behind a counter talking.
Right.
What I think he should do is go the other way with that. Get into Marvel and DC, but do a show like Mad Men and have like Jack Kirby and Stan Lee young when they work together, working in an office, creating all these characters.
Right.
That way he's in the Marvel Universe, also in the real world, and he can be as verbose as he wants. Because those two guys just talking and creating, and you can make a drama out of that. Very in line with Mad Men, you know what I mean? The time period is right. It could be, and there was a lot of contention between those two. So I think there's a lot of room there to make a show that there's no action, it's just two guys talking.
Makes sense.
And then, you know, office drama occurs. I would love
Makes
to see that.
sense. Yeah, that would be cool. Well, you know, everyone who's listening, let us know what you think. Email us or tweet us. And all that information can be found on our website, inkedgeekstudios.com. But yeah, email us or send us a tweet. Let us know what you think. And if you guys have some ideas or opinions, and we'll get to them on the show.
Yeah.
Because that would be cool. I would love to have some more ideas, especially now that Disney is just going, you know, they turned it up to 11 on
Yeah,
Star
they're
Wars
going
content.
bananas. This
Yeah.
one goes to 11.
So our last little bit of stuff before we get into the obsession
wild
of the obsession of
Yeah.
the month.
Mostly I wanted to try to fly through all these news stories because we're going to do SummerSlam later on. That was awesome. Be sure to tune into
Yeah,
that
we've
too.
got a lot of stuff. Yeah, so if you
Yeah.
are listening live, stick around, take a break a little bit later. But yeah, somewhere around the 5 p.m. Eastern time hour, we will be back for that was awesome. It's a 6 hours of wrestling tonight.
Yeah. So
We
I
gotta-
wanted to fly through this episode so we could barbecue and drink and then do
Yeah,
that show.
'cause I have a 2-pound steak to eat.
Yeah, he does have a 2-pound piece of meat. That's true.
But yeah, so there's a thing here about the Phantom Menace pod race ripping off Ben-Hur. It's a race to the finish with chariots on one side and pods on the other. In the end, though, Charlton Heston always wins. It's no secret that the pod race in episode 1, The Phantom Menace, heavily borrowed from the classic 1959 epic Ben-Hur, but maybe it was a bit more than an homage. Let's see here. Lucas basically ripped off the whole scene. It wasn't an homage, it was borderline theft. But don't just take this article's word for it. Video essayist, a word I've never had the privilege of using before,
But you used it correctly.
Jacob T. Swinney created a side-by-side montage of the two races for Fandor, showing exactly how and when the Phantom Menace borrows, steals, and just mutilates the classic scene from the original. It says, check it out. It's pretty striking. Once again, the link to this article and the video will be included in our show notes, so be sure to check them out. It says, this isn't a unique situation. Excuse me. Lucas has been called out for heavily borrowing from other films and directors for Star Wars series, including Flash Gordon, obviously, and Lost Horizon. The most notable one is filmmaker Akira Kurosawa.
Akira Kurosawa.
Thank you. Lucas has been accused of taking themes and shots from at least two of Kurosawa films. Dersu Uzala and The Hidden Fortress for the original trilogy, the latter of which Lucas has personally acknowledged. Says StarWars.com writer Brian Young did a whole piece about the parallels between the two flicks, although he was definitely a little generous about George Lucas's so-called improvements. Of course, he's a StarWars.com writer. But yeah, again, so this is from Gizmodo. So we, again, will include a link in our show notes. But if you are interested in that video, go ahead and check that out. I always like side-by-side comparisons with things. The thing you notice them the most in, for me at least, and I guess it doesn't, it's not in the same vein, but a similar concept is when you do side-by-side comparisons of Michael Bay movies where he uses the same exact shot in the same movies.
Right.
That stuff's always fun. But no, side-by-side stuff is cool. And whether it's an homage or an inspiration.
Homage.
Homage. I could just be Tracy, what's it? Tracy
Morgan?
Yeah. It's an homage.
Homage, motherfucker. So a little tidbit about Ben-Hur. It was written by New Mexican government Man, I fucking can't talk.
Nope.
New Mexico Governor Lew Wallace, who was governor in 1978, 79, 80, whatever, during the time of the Lincoln County Wars, where Billy the Kid grew to fame. And he was the one who was appealed to for Billy the Kid's capture, but also the author of Ben-Hur.
Really?
Yep.
Interesting.
History and entertainment meet.
History and entertainment meet. So again, if you have any comments about any of the articles that we talked about on the show today, prior to our WoW discussion, go ahead and tweet us. You can tweet us at Sonics and Sabers. No ampersand, no nothing else. It's just quite literally Sonics and Sabers. And you can email us, and I'm going to try and make this as fluid as I can because it's us, sonicsandSabers@gmail.com. This is the easiest show we have addresses for. There's no IG underscore, there's no dots, there's no nothing.
No.
It's just at Sonics and Sabers on Twitter and sonicsandSabers@gmail.com.
That's all right. 16 episodes in, we'll get this polished.
We will, right? Eventually. But yeah, so if you have any comments or opinions on anything that we talked about, or maybe any news this week that you liked that we might have missed that you wanted to chime in with, tweet us or email us, and we will mention on next week's show.
Yeah, and at the very least, join the chat on the YouTube channel.
Yeah, if you can watch live, join us live. We did start a little early this week, but right now we are into our regular time, 2:30 p.m. Eastern time, youtube.com.
We do love the interaction. It generates a lot of content for us. So.
It does.
By all means, come on, tell us we suck.
And if you are in the chat room, like the people that are now, because I have a viewer count, I can see you talk, communicate. But anyway, so let's end the show today with some WoW talk, because we are just over a week from Legion. You and I have been leveling alts with the new invasion system that is up for the pre-event stuff and the massive XP boost they put into it on Tuesday.
Mm-hmm.
I am up to 8 100s now.
I have 4.
And I have 8 100s, and then everything else is, I have a 90, a 92, a 90, and 2 95s.
Wow.
So
are they all different classes?
Yeah, I have all 12 classes.
Wow, it's amazing.
Yeah.
Nicely done. That's a lot of work to put in.
It is, considering boosting. Like 6 of them were 100 before this event started. Well, 5 of them. The Demon Hunter doesn't really count. It starts at 98.
Right.
It's
but I've had weeks, you've had years, so it's understandable.
Wait, okay, so Amy says you still have 1 because you're a pro. So what am I?
You're a legend.
I am a legend. I am legend.
So what did you think of the recent pre-expansion, what would you call that? Content? Patch? What?
Yeah, it's just pre-expansion event content, whatever. I like it. How
do you feel about the lack of voice acting and still having all of the dialogue and text?
In the pre-event, I'm okay with that because we're not going to have that in the expansion.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, the important stuff will be voiced over.
Right.
The thing about voiceover, and again, we can even tie this into Star Wars and make it relevant. Voiceover, it's a fine line. Because you can have games that have no voiceover. And there are games these days that, depending on the type of game, if there's no voiceover, I get frustrated. But then you can have a game like SWTOR, where the most minute, useless, unimportant side quest is voiced over. Mm-hmm. And it gets to the point where it just becomes too much. Mm-hmm. It takes too long. You feel like you're missing something important when really you're not.
Right. See, again, like, I'm driven by storyline.
Right.
Being stuck in vanilla WoW for so long.
Right.
Like, I really love to get that little bit of storyline that I had.
Right.
So I really dug it, and I was really into it. But I can see, like, the next playthrough. Skip, come on.
Oh, yeah. They do, and they do a great job with the newer content, and I'm really excited for Legion. With, making sure your hand is at least being somewhat held to guide you to the stories that matter.
Right.
Which I'm excited for. So, we'll see. Like I said, we're just over a week and a half away. It launches on August 30th. Whether or not they are going to do a Monday night launch, I don't know if they've announced anything yet. I haven't seen. I know when Warlords launched back in 2014, it was they did like an 8 p.m. Eastern time start that night before. That was on a Thursday. It was Wednesday night they did it before, which was cool. And the reason that launched on a Thursday and not a Tuesday was because it was quite literally the Thursday after BlizzCon. So they were probably giving themselves some time to calm down from BlizzCon before they tried to launch the game.
Makes sense.
So, but yeah, no, it's exciting. It's going to be really exciting. I'm anxious as hell. Anxious to get under the Broken Isles, take my paladin through, get my paladin up to 110, get those ancient weapons. I've been doing the invasion events. I got all my transmogs. I got all 4 armor sets fully decked out. I'm missing 2 of the weapons. One of them seems to be eluding me, which would be the staff, because the staff doesn't drop from the chests, and I can't seem to get it as the quest reward for the scenario. And then the other one I'm missing is the dagger.
How many weapons for each class? Just 2, or?
It depends on the class.
Because I know for my mages, I just have 2. I have a sword and a wand.
Right. Yeah. It's primarily based off of the type. So on my paladin, for example, I can get any one-handed strength weapon, any two-handed strength weapon, and any one-handed spell weapon. It all depends. It's more so based off of your spec.
Right.
So, and they'll drop for really anything, and as long as you have the appropriate loot spec picked out. But there's a couple swords, a couple axes, a couple maces, and then, your pole arm, your dagger, a couple two-handed axes and whatnot. But they all look relatively cool. There's a couple that are basically generic looking. But again, I have all the armor, which is what I'm super important, or which is what is super important to me, because I like to collect the transmogs. As far as the weapons, again, I would like to have them, but in a week we're gonna have the ancient weapons. So and those are really badass looking. So I'm not gonna be transmogging those. But no, so now you're getting into full steam. You said you have 4 of them now.
Mm-hmm.
You're experiencing more of the current stuff. How are you enjoying it now in regards to what's going on and how active you feel in the world compared to what you were saying a few weeks ago about how it's like, where's my story?
Oh, I love it. I'm so steeped in it now. I can't stop. I'm so into it. I'm sorry, I'm a little distracted. I was trying to pull up my character.
Yeah, I see you playing around with the armory app.
Yeah, well, I wanted to show you. How do you spin?
Let me see.
There's like a 3D thing.
Yeah.
I wanted to show you the weapon. I had to make... I boosted again. It's like a drug. $60, man. Come on.
You boosted again?
Yeah, shut up.
Why? It's so easy to level. Oh, before they fixed it?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know why it's
because
not 3D.
As much as and I'm sorry for the listeners, the Horde listeners, as much as I want to play Horde with you guys, I like Alliance better. Why? I don't know.
I don't either.
But I like it. I want to go to Stormwind and walk around. I love it. It's awesome.
It is more prestigious.
With this new content and like having seen the movie and the movie being what got me into the game, going to run around with Khadgar, and I know you do that as Horde now too, but yeah, having Khadgar there and like, hey, what's going on, Khadgar? I'm on your team. That's awesome. I like it. It's cool.
No, I'm excited for Alliance too, especially after the cinematic that came with the scenario. Varian Rin dying was a big deal. Anduin taking over, which I know a lot of people lore-wise are upset about. Man, you want to talk about people being upset? Horde, people in the Horde are fucking rip shit that Sylvanas is the new war chief.
Really? I think that's cool. But what the fuck do I know?
No, well, I mean, because, we went from an orc to a troll, which upset a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
Some people wanted it to be, I can't remember his name. The orc that you talked, is it Sarfang? The orc that you talked to outside of Warsong Hold.
I don't know.
But no, and then, some people said it should have been Bloodhoof, Cain Bloodhoof. I'm like, no, a Tauren cannot run the Horde. They're technically only Horde by default. It's a life debt that was owed. Okay, yeah, it was Sarfang. Thank you. There was a life debt that was owed from the Tauren to the orcs because one of the orcs saved one of the Tauren's lives. So he goes, I owe you my life. I pledge myself and my people to you, or something along those lines. I don't know. It was a story that was told in like Warcraft 2, so the storytelling wasn't all that great back then. Or maybe it was Warcraft 3. I don't fucking remember. But yeah, so they're like peace-loving Native American hippies. They're not Horde. They're walking cow people. But yeah, so I think
cow people.
I think Sylvanas is the best choice. I mean, she's vicious. There's not going to be she will have no she won't have any business belonging to any idea or thought of a peace treaty with the Alliance, which is really nice to see. But yeah, I mean, I'm excited. She'll bring back the plague, and she's a badass, so it's a good thing.
Great. Well, do you want to wrap the show up with the klaxon of knowledge and move on?
Yeah, let's wrap up. I want to get cooking, and I really
Yeah,
have
me
to
too.
pee.
There's no Ashley today. She's not feeling well, so we're not going to do the Walking
No
Dead
Smashly?
corner. No smash. We'll have to smash each other.
She ate too much dick.
But she doesn't want to eat the dick.
She doesn't?
Isn't that right, Ashley?
Because see, the last time she was asked, she said,
I don't want to eat the dick.
Oh.
"Yeah, see."
Oh, I
So-
see. I guess I was wrong. So do I get a klaxon? Do we have a klaxon?
We do.
Oh my god, it's going to be loud.
Maybe. I played that, and now the rest of this wants to.
Of course.
Of course. Like always. I mean, why not, right?
Look at my hands. I feel like powerful. They're glowing. Oh, smoke.
It's funny with the background. I'm actually watching The Matrix right now. Not right now, but like I'm watching through it.
The klaxon of knowledge.
Wait, hold on.
Oh, here we go. I was hoping for this.
Ready?
Yep. The klaxon of knowledge. Anyway, so today's
You love that.
Yep, it's fun. So today's facts are Maine-centric, since that is our home state. Let's see. I think there's 4. Eastport, Maine is the easternmost city in the United States. Eastport, of course. The city is considered the first place in the United States to receive the rays of the morning sun, which I didn't know. Wilton, Maine, which is up near my camp, that none of you know where that is, doesn't matter. It imports and cans only dandelion greens. How tasty is that? Would you like to have some?
Dandelion greens?
Yeah, have you ever had them? They're
No.
bitter.
No, I haven't.
Boil them. It's like green spaghetti. It's great.
Cool.
Maine is the only state in the United States whose name has 1 syllable. I guess there's only 3. But that's it. Facts. You've been fact.
I can see why you thought there was 4 because one of them was 2 lines.
Yeah.
You have been fact.
Fact.
And that was your
Klaxon of knowledge. Great. That's fun. I'm going to do a whole show like that. So there. Enjoy your episode 16. That's our show. We're going to have Austin and the drums take us out.
Cool. And again, if you are listening live, then be sure to check us out in a few hours to watch SummerSlam 2016 with us. There's a lot of really cool shit that's supposed to be going down.
Oh, I'm excited.
So I am too. Cool. Yeah. It's funny. I'm like, yeah, we'll watch it. And if his music hits, I am going to flip my shit.
It's going to be on camera. It'll be great.
I know.
I know how you react. I'm going to have to wipe off after. It's going to be awesome. So anyway, join us next week on Sonics and Sabers.
You've been listening to Sonics and Sabers with Brandon and Nathaniel. Follow the show on Twitter at Sonics and Sabers and on Facebook at facebook.com/Sonics and Sabers. Watch live every Sunday at 2:30 p.m. Eastern Time at twitch.tv/InkedGeekStudios. Email the show at sonicsandsabers@gmail.com or call and leave a wonderful voicemail at 207-200-5590. If you would like to help support Sonics and Sabers and IG Studios, please consider going over to patreon.com/IG Studios and give back a little of that value that we give you. We would like to thank all of the current Patreons, all of the wonderful people who joined us live in the chat room today, and all of the wonderful people who also listen to the podcast. For Brandon, Nathaniel, and the rest of IG Studios, have a wonderful afternoon, and we'll see you next week.
This